April 13th to the 17th of 2020 is National Community Development Week. The purpose is to recognize the importance of the Community Development Block Grant, or CDBG program, and the Home Investment Partnerships program through the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD. These programs provide affordable housing, public services, infrastructure, and other valuable resources to our community. NCTCOG decided a webinar to celebrate this week so we could share valuable information with you about programs available for our region that can assist your communities in reaching community development goals. So we'll be talking about Texas CDBG program, NCTCOG's community development programs, and other programs available for your community to respond to COVID-19. The Texas Department of Agriculture, TDA, provides rural communities the tools needed to assist communities in their businesses in prospering. TDA administers the Texas Community Development Block Grant Program, or Texas CDBG, to assist small cities and rural communities by providing decent housing, suitable living environments, and expanded economic opportunities, principally for persons of low to moderate income. Texas CDBG funds community projects such as utility infrastructure, disaster response, and unique local economic development projects. The primary objectives of the Texas CDBG program are to develop viable communities by providing decent housing and suitable living environments, and expand economic opportunities, principally for persons of low to moderate income. Eligible applicants for these TDA funds are non-entitlement cities with a population under 50,000 and non-entitlement counties with a non-metropolitan population under 200,000. So non-entitlement means a community who is not designated as eligible for the entitlement portion of the federal Community Development Block Grant Program through HUD. So it means you're eligible for the state CDBG program. Entitlement would mean you're eligible for the HUD CDBG program. Now, it can be kind of confusing, so I hope that clarifies some of that for you. So here's a picture of a map from NCTCOG's website. It shows the non-entitlement communities in our region. This is an interactive map, so this picture does not show all the communities, but you can zoom in and out on our website on different counties or pull up the inclusive list to the side. The link is at the bottom of the slide. You can also go to our website, nctcog.org, and then go to the Environment and Development Department, and under the Public Works program, you can find the Community Development Program website, which is where this recording will be posted, other resources, and that's where this map is located. Before I get into NCTCOG's role with the Texas Department of Agriculture and the Texas CDBG program, I wanted to give an overview of NCTCOG and our community development programs. So we're a voluntary association of, by, and for local governments established in 1966 to help them plan for common needs, strengthen their individual and collective power, recognize regional opportunities, resolve regional problems, and make joint decisions and cooperate for mutual benefit. We have over 230 member governments, including cities, counties, school districts, and special districts. The map shows all the COG regions in Texas, and we're located, of course, in North Central Texas area. Our region has 16 counties, with Tarrant and Dallas County in the middle. In the Environment and Development Department, we have the Public Works program. The Public Works Council is a governing body that leads this program initiative. The council provides continuing advice regarding the Public Works construction standards, as well as issues like managing right-of-way, comprehensive and consistent stormwater management through ISWIM, and regional pavement design guidance, as well as identified subregion issues. The Public Works Council is made up of representatives from across the region. There are standing seats for every city with a population over 100,000 and counties with a population over 400,000. 16 seats for 16 subregions, which adequately represent the remainder of the NCCOG planning region, as well as 5 seats for private sector entities, which can include individuals from relevant industries, professional associations, or other appropriate private entities. So the link on this slide is to the Public Works Council website, where you can see upcoming meetings, the structure, bylaws, and get more information on the program. The Sustainable Public Rights of Voice Subcommittee, or SPROW, it provides support and technical advice to NCTCOG's Public Works Council on sustainability issues associated with public works infrastructure. SPROW is currently creating a best management practices guidebook for our region. They're focusing on landscape planning and vegetation maintenance for their first topic. This includes looking at what types of trees to plant on a right-of-way, with overhead or below ground utilities and trees not to plant in vulnerable places like medians. Other topics they hope to include are utilities, complete streets, green infrastructure, and low impact development, and right-of-way planning, administration, and policy. These topics have federal and state guidance, but SPROW really hopes to provide a resource that is specific to the North Central Texas region. Again, that link provided on the slide is to the website where you can see the upcoming SPROW meetings and resources that they provide. The Integrated Stormwater Management, or ISWIM program, has a technical manuals to help implement their strategies across the region. The ISWIM Design Manual for Site Development and Design Manual for Construction are cooperative initiatives that assist cities and counties to achieve their goals of water quality protection, stream bank protection, and flood control. They also help communities meet their construction and post-construction obligations under state stormwater permits. Communities can also become bronze, silver, or gold certified based on how many of the strategies they have implemented. And there's more information on that link provided. The Public Construction Standards 5th edition came out in 2017 and is available to purchase on our website, which is the link provided on the slide. The Standard Drawing Subcommittee is updating the details at the back of the Public Works Construction Standards. The Public Works Construction Standard is not a design manual, but it gives specifications for proper public works construction. Many of our member communities have adopted our specs into their own standards. NCTCOG staff, with guidance from the Public Works Council, plans the Public Works Roundup. This year is our 21st annual roundup. Usually in late spring or early summer, we have postponed the event to September 17th due to coronavirus. Over 200 public works professionals attended the event last year to hear presentations from peers about public works programs in our region and innovative ways the region is growing. The link provided under that will take you to more information about previous roundup and this year's roundup. NCTCOG staff also holds trainings throughout the year based on what the Public Works Council thinks is in demand for the region. Last year, we hosted the Young Inspectors Workshop for new inspectors to get knowledge from an experienced inspector. We also hosted the Construction Contracts Workshop to give communities tips and tricks to complete a successful construction contract. We hope to host these again later this summer or early fall. And you can find NCTCOG trainings and other trainings in this region posted on our Public Works training calendar on the website. The Community Development Program is under Public Works. NCTCOG's role with TDA's Texas Community Development Block Grant is to provide technical assistance. This includes giving general assistance to communities. Although we cannot help with specific projects or project applications, we can answer community questions, and we stay updated on Texas CDBG guidelines. We also play a vital role in circulating program information. We forward information to eligible communities on upcoming meetings, hearings, and workshops. A new part of our contract is providing Section 3 registration information. We need to provide an opportunity for businesses or individuals to register for Section 3 employment or contract opportunities. The Section 3 program requires that recipients of certain HUD financial assistance provide training, employment, contracting, and other economic opportunities to low and very low income persons, especially recipients of government assistance for housing, and to businesses that provide economic opportunities to low and very low income persons. We are currently working on getting a contact list for our region started and putting information on our website regarding registering for Section 3 employment and contract opportunities. There's more information on Section 3 on that link provided. NCTCOG is a contractor to the Texas Department of Agriculture and supports activities associated with the Texas CDBG Community Development Fund, or CDF. Like stated earlier, we provide technical assistance to our eligible member governments in the 16-county North Central Texas region related to the Community Development Fund. TDA released new rules for the Texas Community Development Block Grant on February 24th, 2020. These new rules have modified our role slightly and has changed the process of determining project priorities and scoring for the Community Development Fund. Here's the previous Community Development Fund process. TDA would contract NCTCOG to provide technical assistance for the Community Development Fund applicants. Each COG region had a regional review committee, or RRC. These committees were made of elected officials. They selected what project types would be prioritized for North Central Texas region and selected what criteria applications would be scored on for a region. To score applications, NCTCOG would assist TDA in scoring regional applicants, and TDA would fund the top scoring applications. The new Community Development Fund process is TDA still contracts NCTCOG to provide technical assistance for Community Development Fund applicants. TDA then established a new Unified Scoring Committee, or USC. This dissolves the RRC, but like the RRC, is made up of elected or appointed officials. It has one representative from each state planning region or each COG region. The USC selects what criteria applications will be scored on for the whole state. So instead of the criteria being a regional issue, it's now statewide, but each region still gets a say on that committee. Each state planning region or COG region still needs to identify the project priority types. So NCTCOG is using eligible entities to assist in prioritizing projects for North Central Texas. We asked regional stakeholders to participate in a community meeting to select these project type priorities, and we'll hold a public meeting to accept public comment on the recommended prioritized project types. We need to submit these prioritized project types to TDA by May 31st. And to score the applications, we still assist TDA in scoring our regional applications, and then TDA will fund the top scoring applications. And applications will open in spring of 2021. On February 24th, 2020, TDA released those new rules for the Community Development Fund. Projects are still awarded based on a score of 200 points. So previously, 10% of that score came from the state and was based on community performance from previous contracts. Each applicant was automatically given the full 20 points, and then some points could be deducted for not submitting a progress report on time or something like that. The 90% of the score came from the Regional Review Committee, or RRC. They selected scoring criteria in the prioritized project types. Now, 10% of that score still comes from the state based on previous contract, and 25% of the score comes from the regional prioritized project types. 65% of the score comes from the new Unified Scoring Committee that selects the scoring criteria. So to select the regional prioritized project types, NCTCOG coordinated with regional stakeholders through a conference call on this last Tuesday, April 14th, sorry. They recommended using the same project types that were used in previous years with the same point allocation. NCTCOG is holding a public meeting May 19th at 1:30 through WebEx to get public comment on the recommended project priority types. The link on the slide will take you to the event page with the call-in information and the link to the WebEx. The project types in this chart are recommended priorities also used in previous years. So that first priority is water, wastewater, septic tanks, water, wastewater yard lines, road and streets, and drainage. And those will be allocated 45 out of the possible 50 points. Then all other eligible project types from applications will be given 15 points. The new state committee, United Scoring Committee, is having their first call on May 6th. NCTCOG is currently working with our communities to find an elected or appointed official to represent our region. The Community Development Fund is the largest fund category in the Texas CDBG program. The fund is available on a biennial basis for funding through competition. Although most funds are used for public facilities, there are numerous other activities for which these funds may be used. Funds are allocated to each state planning region to ensure a broad geographic distribution of funds as described in the one-year action plan. Applications for the 21 and 22 Community Development Fund cycle are anticipated to open in spring of 21. So now we're going to get into some of the other programs through the Texas CDBG. The objective for the Downtown Revitalization and Main Street program is provide infrastructure improvements to address the conditions that contribute to the deterioration in an area designated as slum or blighted in the applicant's community's downtown or Main Street area. All proposed infrastructure improvements to be funded by the Downtown Revitalization Texas CDBG program must be allocated on public property within a designated downtown district. Typically, a downtown district will meet two of the criteria listed. So the city's historic area of commerce, the area around the courthouse or city square, commercial area for the community, buildings of historical significance, but not primarily residential, areas included or in contingents to the economic center of the community, and retail area for the community that does not include single family dwellings. Also, for the Main Street program, eligible Main Street revitalization applicants must be incorporated municipalities with a designation as an official Texas Historic Commission Main Street city prior to applying. And so the link provided is a way for you to go and get your community designated as a Texas Historical Commission Main Street city. The Fire Ambulance Service Truck or FAST Fund provides funds for eligible vehicles to provide emergency response and special services to rural communities. Funding is based on three criteria: poverty rate, previous funding, and past performance. There's a $50,000 application minimum and a $500,000 application maximum. So this might be relevant to some of our communities after experiencing coronavirus. Other program is planning and capacity building. PCB is a competitive grant program for local public facility and housing planning activities. Localities apply for financial assistance to prepare a comprehensive plan or any of its components. So eligible activities include address needed local planning elements, address or assess local needs, build or improve local capacity, or develop strategies to address local needs. The planning process should result in an improved local capacity to identify long and short-term needs and to develop implementable strategies to address the identified community needs. Emphasis is placed on the public works and housing assistance planning. So here are some of the Texas Community Development Block Grant programs that we talked about. So the application for the Community Development Fund should open in spring of 2021. The Downtown Revitalization and Main Street programs, that application is due on August 4th. And then the FAST Fund and PCB, those deadlines were coming up soon, but they were postponed. And so announcements will be made on the Texas Community Development Block Grant website. Now we're going to get into other programs to help recover from COVID-19. On April 22nd, there's going to be a HUD conference call called Rural Gateway Peer-to-Peer Conference Call, the Economic Impact of COVID-19 on America's Rural and Underserved Communities, a listening session for local leaders. You can join HUD's Office of Rural Housing and Economic Development to engage rural community leaders in this open forum on the economic impact of COVID-19 on America's rural and underserved communities. This is a peer-to-peer conference call will offer leaders of rural and local, regional, national nonprofits, Indian tribes, state and local governments, colleges, universities, and the private sector an opportunity to share their community-based challenges regarding COVID-19. And so you can register at that link provided. They did have to change the format because there's so many people registering. So I'm excited to listen in on that call. So other programs, we're going to get into the CARES Act. The CARES Act, signed into law on March 27th, has a few programs I wanted to highlight today. There's $1.5 billion specifically for the Economic Department Administration's Economic Adjustment Assistance, or EAA program. EDA is the only federal agency exclusively focused on coordinating and implementing economic development policy. EAA is used for economic development activities that address ongoing economic distress or a sudden and severe dislocation, including disasters or emergencies. And this application process will be streamlined with little to no matching funds required. And then except for strategy grants or projects serving special impact areas, EAA projects must be consistent with the area's comprehensive economic development strategies, or CEDS. The link to our regional CEDS is provided on the slide. NCDCOG is the designated economic development district and works to create these CEDS. The CEDS is a locally driven economic development plan that outlines a vision and key strategies for a region. EDA's role in the pandemic response will likely emphasize coordinated long-term regional and strategic responses to economic recovery. Short-term responses to address budget shortfalls or proposals to address rural residential infrastructure needs are not likely to be competitive in the EAA program. In prior rounds of disaster supplemental notice of funding opportunities, EDA sought proposals that created resiliency in order to respond to future economic shocks. Okay, so the Small Business Association or SBA program, I'm sure you read the assistance for small business owners and nonprofits, including opportunity to get up to $10,000 advance on an economic injury disaster loan. And this advance may be available even if your previous application was declined or is still pending. And that link is to where you can apply online. Okay, so we're back into the CARES Act EAA program. The deadline, there are no submission deadlines under this opportunity. Applications will be accepted on an ongoing basis until a new notice of funding opportunity or NOFO is published, or the NOFO is canceled, or funds have all been expended. Eligible applicants are EDA, Designated Economic Development Districts, which is what North Central Texas COG is, Indian tribes or a consortium of Indian tribes, states and local governments, institutions of higher education or a consortium of institutions, and nonprofit organizations acting in cooperation with officials of a political subdivision of a state. The posture requirements under the base of EAA program, the EDA generally allows for the federal share to be 50 to 80% of the project cost, with some exceptions. EAA grants for disaster economic recovery activities may be funded with up to 100% federal cost share. So interested applicants in the EAA program need to be sure to register in grants.gov to apply and on the System of Awards Management, or SAM, to be able to receive federal funds. So there's two places you need to register to apply for the grant and to receive that grant. But I did want to go ahead and show you our contact information. My name's Olivia Kale, Environment and Development Planner for North Central Texas Council of Governments. My email is okale@nctcog.org. And my phone number is 817-695-9213.